on a little bit early by a few minutes, but that's okay. Let me date this. Um, October 7th. Hello, TK. How are you? It's been a little while. How you doing? Hey, bud. Me and TK, we go quite a ways back. I tell you what, it seems like work has really nailed people down. A whole lot of my regulars haven't been able to make it because of work, so. Yes, it has, bud. Thank you for asking. Well, I've not been working out and I've gained around 12 pounds, but I'm working on getting that back down. So the good news is I'm still way under 200 pounds. So I kind of quit working out. I'm wanting to get back to at least working and going toward the paths and stuff, at least continuing with my height, even if I don't work out with weights or anything anymore. Try to keep some kind of form exercise in there. It's really good to see you. Real good to see you. Hi, Heather. I'm doing much better. Thank you. Much better. Thank you very much. Yeah, you're not the only one, bud. I don't like it when I have my down days like that. All right, everybody down so that I can give them a shout out. That's what's taking me so long here. Some of them have got bigger names than others, though. It was so much simpler when she was just Kentucky Girl, and she's changed her name so many different times. Now it takes up the entire page. I need a wider notebook for people with the really long names. There are some of them that's took up 2 lines, Heather, so yours isn't as long as some of them. There was one that took up 3 lines. I mean, that is crazy, having a name that long. Yeah, get me a really big notepad. Yeah, that's for sure, bud. Yeah, it makes it hard on my husband too, because he wants so much to be able to do something about it. And I'm one of those, I really don't share how I'm feeling, or at least what it's all about. Awesome. Hey, Grandpa, the link is above. That is terrific, Heather. It always feels good to see a mess of views. Always. It's incredible. The video that I made yesterday blew up, and I wasn't expecting that. I didn't post it to have a huge view number. It was just as an apology to anybody. And it just like, boom. Yeah, I can imagine. Oh, it's a sad, sad video, TK. It's a sad video. If you're prepared to watch me ball, go on ahead and watch it.
Good evening, everybody.
Hey, looky there, Luna talks in her sleep.
And I talk quite well, too.
Yeah, she looks like she's so drowsy, like, oh, what a day.
She just got done eating.
I am, Julian. I'm doing much better, thank you.
She just ate.
Oh, well, that explains why she's a little lethargic at the moment. There we go. Grandpa's wearing a tie-dye. That's cool.
One of my favorite.
Oh, Pink Floyd. I should have known with the prism there on the center.
Dark Side of the Moon. Oh, you see now.
I don't know any of his music, so. Oh, you read that, huh? Yeah. Yeah, that's right, because you offered your condolences too.
See, she knows I'm on a live stream, and you know what she's looking at.
Mm-hmm. She wants some goodies so she can get some lovin's.
What do you think, Luna? You want a treat? Huh? Are you a good girl?
You gonna give me some kisses, Luna? You gonna give me some kisses?
You're gonna give Amy kisses, huh? Let's put you right over there. Okay? Let's put you right over there. Come over here and give me a kiss. Oh, we gotta do it so they can see it. Come here.
Give me some kisses, Luna. Thank you, baby.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you, baby. She's a good girl. I didn't share that with her, but that person had contacted me 2 other times telling me the same thing, that he had passed away, but before he had passed away, he had said how much he liked my channel. I didn't say anything to this person in reply because I didn't know how to respond. And I only shared one time what the comment was to Terry. I haven't shared with her this last comment that was sent to me.
Who passed away, Amy?
It was somebody that we knew as DMAC, and he had joined the stream at least a good month. And then he stopped showing up. He had given a comment on one of my videos saying that something happened that hurt him deeply and he wasn't going to fool with YouTube anymore. And then maybe a month and a half, 2 months later, I got a message from somebody saying that he had passed away and that he had mentioned my channel. And they commented again a few weeks later saying the same thing. And then just a couple nights ago, they said that he had committed suicide.
Wow.
Yeah. It happened that at the time that he was joining the stream, him and Terry was becoming pretty close.
Oh, wow.
But also, like, it got to the point that he was kind of scaring her. And so she kind of just backed off on her part. And I think that's when he decided to create YouTube. And I don't know if he committed suicide over her or if it was just mental issues or what.
Well, you know, when it comes to something like that, Amy, it's very sad, but I think it's kind of bad when they blame it on somebody else, you know,
Yeah,
because no matter what's going on, that's your choice at the end.
right.
It's a tough world out there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is, bud.
Yeah, that's who it was, Julian. That's who she was talking about. She didn't want to ever like mention him by name or anything in case he came against her or anything. But yeah, it was DMAC that she was starting to get scared of. And I really don't know. The person didn't elaborate what he had done, just said that he had mentioned my channel. He liked my channel. And I couldn't figure out why, because he had been just as close to Terry and had watched her videos. But apparently this person didn't say anything to Terry, or so I don't know why that he had even said anything about mine. So I would only leave that up to Terry to share with you. And as far as it goes for DMAC, I don't know.
Well, again, like I said, you know, it's very sad, but then again, it's you know, from what I've read and what I know, that's suicide's the ultimate sin.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I think the only time suicide is acceptable is when you don't even have a mind to know one way or another. So when you purposefully, knowingly take your life instead of putting it in God's hands, that's different.
Very true. And right at the end there, that's, you know, that's your choice, nobody else's.
Mm-hmm. Same here,
Yes,
bud.
we all need to laugh. Oh, you missed one there the other night, Amy. The part stream.
I caught like maybe the first half of it.
Yeah.
I turned around and watched like the first half of it last night.
Yep. I was a wild and crazy guy.
So my question is, when you was doing this, what was you trying to hold her chair up or something?
I was squeezing her bottom.
I won't tell her that. I didn't quite know what I figured. Okay, he's trying to balance her.
Yes, I'm behaving myself tonight, country girl. See, Julian thought the part stream was funny.
You're okay, Julian. You didn't make anyone sad. It's okay.
Well, I feel sad when someone gets to that point, but uh, I feel more sad that that person ain't going to heaven.
Yeah.
Going to hang out with Robin Williams for eternity.
Yeah, committing suicide is just the same as doing murder. So,
Did Did you like the comment that Luna left you on your last video, Amy?
yes, that meant a lot to me.
Now I want to I want to see you do a video out in your yard doing this on your back and your feet up in the air.
Yeah. Good raincoat first, that way I don't get green on my clothes.
Yeah, it was, Julian.
You know what's really
Really,
sad about that, Julian? I knew that he had mental problems, that he had suffered depression for years. So it wasn't so much of a shock to me that he killed himself. What really bothered me was the fact that he had so much going for him where he was able to make us all laugh the way he did. And yet, deep inside, he was miserable. That's what got to me.
well, a lot of times affluent people, choose not to seek help for that, which
What's
is
really
very
sad
unfortunate.
is some people do, they seek the help, but the help doesn't do them any good.
No, well, I can tell you that 9 out of 10 psychiatrists that I've met in the last 21 years didn't know their butt from a hole in the ground.
Personally, I don't believe in them. I don't trust them. I
Well, they,
tried I tried to get SSI on my nerves, and so I'd seen a couple of them. I wouldn't go to a shrink if I had to. I wouldn't do it.
yeah,
Now,
I
see,
knew.
that much I didn't know. I'd never even heard of that. That would kind of drive somebody over the edge, especially
Yeah,
because like, he had lost his son too, and that was hard on him.
there's always another way they'll look at. You know, I can't think of his name now. The kid that played in Back to the Future, Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, yeah, he's just got Parkinson's, but medication helps with the Parkinson's pretty good if you can handle it.
I
But
mean,
dementia, that's a completely different story. I saw my aunt and uncle when they ended up down with dementia, and they didn't know anything. And it was hard to see him in that position.
yeah, and then you read the last week or two that they have a drug that they're trying out that brought one woman back from dementia.
Hmm. That would be awesome if there would be something to help the brain come back to life again.
Well, parts of it, we only use 20%.
Hmm.
Imagine though how we are as human beings. Imagine how evil we'd be if we could use all 100%.
Quite frankly, I don't want to be a brainiac. I want to know a little bit more, but I do not want to be a brainiac. So, now move there. I've got it up on the wall there.
I know, I like that picture.
That's my new masterpiece right back there. That's my new one.
No, I'm going to hang on to each and every day and every minute and every second. When I go out, I'm going to go out just like I come in, naked and screaming. Only I think I might slap the doctor on the way out.
Ah, that would be a news story for sure.
Oh, this poor Luna, she's so wore out. Poor girl.
I wish something would go on to keep Miss Bouncy from always being overactive. I think the only thing that works for her is when I'm streaming or when I'm editing. Then she's at my feet sleeping.
Well, you can hear her in every one of your videos.
Yeah, her and Miss Catherine.
Well, that's who I'm talking about is Catherine.
Yep.
I think just like Luna, she knows when you're on the camera.
Oh yeah, and she knows when I'm trying to record her too, because as soon as I start to record, she clams up.
Just like typical stars.
Hi, JC.
Hey, JC.
And it makes it so hard to have something on Bouncy. She's so anxious and rambunctious. I can't keep up with her. And Catherine, she's done just about everything that's possible for a cat to do. She's not as funny as the ones that they put on those compilations. She's down here at my feet, Julian, asleep. And I'm trying to pick up Bouncy's playlist so that she's got things to watch. I can't get her to do anything when I'm recording.
I love you. Well, I'm gonna have some prank videos coming up, Amy.
Okay. That'll be something to watch.
Yeah, she is, Julian. She is a precious girl. I ordered a couple of different things. I ordered some eye contacts. And let's just say I'm going to do those with in my Santa outfit.
Okay, well, I won't spread the word. Whoever doesn't hear this on replay.
That, and I ordered a wireless microphone because without the wireless microphone, you won't be able to hear the.
Oh, okay.
Now, I should get some good reactions with a Santa that has gas.
I would say so.
You know, that's weird because every video that I watched, and I watched quite a few people, Jack Vale being my favorite, it's one of two things. People either think it's really funny or it makes them mad.
Huh.
And I hope people laugh, and if they don't and they get mad, I mean, who's going to hit Santa Claus, right? Because that'll
Apologize about that anyway, Julian. He said that he felt guilty because I had stopped and everything and was starting to struggle. So, but
yes.
as everybody has said, I need to do this for me. So, hello, East Tennessee Explorer. How are you?
Hey, East Tennessee.
Yes, he did. He said he was feeling very guilty and he hadn't even completely watched the video. He said, I haven't completely watched the video yet, and I am sitting here feeling extremely guilty for ever saying that it was boring.
Yeah, I always try, if I can't say something good, I don't say something at all.
Well, the really good thing is, like Levi, he is just as good of a friend as Mark, Nikki, Julian here. I mean, he's part of my crew. So I didn't take it in a bad way when he had said he was just being honest. To him, it's boring. And I can understand that because honestly, I wouldn't want to see that over and over again either. There's quite a few that I've stopped watching who does their daily blog on weight loss because, it's just, it can be repetitive. So I didn't take it wrong, but I accepted his apology too.
And I can understand that. Then again, and no offense, I don't like the weight loss videos, so I don't watch them.
And there's
So
none taken. I mean, that's when a person does videos for YouTube, it doesn't matter what the videos is about. It's a hit and miss thing. You're going to have audiences that likes your content, and you're going to have audiences that don't. It's a hit and miss. You put them out there anyway, and if someone watches it, awesome. If not,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I just love you to pieces,
I know you do.
But I'm sure there's things that I don't do that you don't care for sometimes.
Well, I'll put it to you like this. I'd rather be a part of your live stream than to watch it on the replay.
Yeah. Oh, we had
anytime that you do a video with Miss Luna, I'm on it like that. No, actually, he's just been really busy. And that's how it's been with the most of everybody, Julian. They've been so busy with work and stuff. He's still apparently pretty tied up with his.
Come on.
Said that he doesn't have anything against me or against us. It's just he has been so very busy, and he's hoping that in time he'll be freed up enough because he's not been able to watch anybody's live streams. That's what he told me. So he's hoping to be able to be freed up someday so he can start joining in again.
I love you.
So how are you today, East Tennessee? Good to see you.
I'm going to give you one. Mwah. I'm real lucky to have this girl here.
Yeah, you are. And you two make an awesome pair.
We do. We need to get dressed up in that old Western style stuff, and get a picture taken.
Why, yeah, she's already got the bandana.
Yep. A little Laura Ingalls bonnet, and I'd like to get her, an outfit to wear, but boxers are real hard to fit clothes on because their chest is so big.
I'd say so, yeah. Since 77, wow. I'd say that you have seen a whole lot of interesting places. And it is fun making videos. I mean, I do my indoor vlogs, but I'm most happiest when I'm out exploring an attraction or a park, which really, like, attractions are okay, the museums and stuff that I film, but I really enjoy doing my videos on parks. That is where I am at. Good to know that you're doing well. We are too, or at least I am. I can't answer for anybody. But for me, I'm doing okay.
Thank you, East Tennessee.
They are awesome. They are very awesome.
Luna's awesome. Look at that face.
Yeah, that little old blubber mouth of hers, so cute. She can't help it.
Oh, look at her turn her head.
I love her beautiful brown eyes, though. Those eyes, they pierce through you.
They do. She looks at you and it melts your heart.
Yep.
So anyways, I'm looking forward to my future videos.
It'll be good for you to get some material out there.
Yeah, because all I do mostly is live streams. And
I'd say so. I missed everybody. I did. I missed them. I managed to watch like half of it or so. I didn't catch when all the air was being blown around, but and that Duran fellow, he's a very quiet person. Well, a little bit I managed to watch of it, though I almost felt like I was there in the stream, and I kept wanting to type something out, but I had to remind myself I was only watching it. Hi, Marie.
Hello, Marie.
He does seem to have a sense of humor. That is, once he would get talking. Other than that, I thought, okay, he's just sitting there watching the stream. What's he doing up on the screen? How you doing today, Marie?
How you feeling today, bud?
Oh yeah, that's another thing. You scared me too, bud. When I saw you bend over like that startled me. I hope that you manage to get your medicine very soon. That's good to hear, Marie. I'm glad that you're doing good today. I was just saying that I managed to watch about half of Terry's stream the other night. I saw that you was cutting up pretty good there too. I would have loved to have heard you laughing. They had you rolling good, didn't they, Marie?
Yeah, like I said, usually that makes either people laugh because it's part of life, or it makes them mad.
I choose to ignore it. If somebody's letting air, I ignore it like I didn't hear it, I didn't smell it, it didn't happen.
Well, see what I find convincing.
That can cause a whole lot of embarrassment for the person that's having to relieve.
Yeah, even if someone ignores it though, to get their facial expression as they're walking away is priceless.
Been feeling like you got the flu. That's not good, Marie. Yes, yes, you got that right, Julian. Terry with a Y, Rain with a W. I can't pronounce my R's and W's very well. They come out sounding the same. It's because we love you, bud. Yeah, I know. You put those two together and nobody needs to say anything else. Just watch those two.
Marie, you need your oxygen when you watch. You used to go live all the time, East Tennessee. You know, I like to go live because I get to hang out with some nice people. Oh, Marie.
Wow. Wow.
Look, even Luna's laughing. Oh my goodness.
Well, that's
Bunches
good to
just
hear,
pick up.
bud.
Oh, well, I don't know that doesn't sound good the way you put that, bud. I mean, we all know what you're talking about.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
I think
Marie.
that was interesting. Well, what's your Facebook handle so I can look that up? I'd like to see that. They are funny.
Yeah,
Thanks, Julian.
yeah, I knew that, Julian. It sounded funny though.
I was live streaming every day, but other people does live streams, and then there's Sunday and okay. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. I'd say that was really fun.
There you go, bud. I've uh I've seen some funny videos with those shock collars. I mean, come to think of it, bud, life would be much more interested if they use them on criminals instead of ankle bracelets.
I'd say it does hurt. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. I don't know if he was serious that it was bugging him or if he was just going on along with you and acting like it. He's comical. Ridge is comical. All wonder she's always laughing. He's a character. Oh, Maria. They are something else, I tell you. They really are. Ooh, 800. Wow.
That's enough. That's enough to. Hello,
David!
David.
Oh my gosh! How you doing? You finally get to make it. How's work doing for you? Y'all, if you don't remember, this is my good Aussie buddy. Yes, he is. That is my Aussie buddy. He hadn't been able to make it because he had gotten a job and was working hard at it. So it's good to see you. It gets rough like that. My hubby had been working a whole lot of hours himself. It gets rough.
And how's that you say good day?
Good day, mate. I'd say it does knock you back some, bud. I can't imagine being shocked with 800 volts. I can't imagine that. Good day. Good day. Good day. You can keep your accent. I don't think I can cut it. And I can make a lot of different accents.
I like the Australian accent.
I love how they talk. I do.
I think the hardest one for me to ever understand has been someone from Scotland.
4 to 6. Wow. Oh my. That is some long hours. It being 6 days a week. Oh wow. Yeah, just evening right now, buddy. And thank you. I appreciate that. And the first time that happened, bud, thought you
Luna,
got electrocuted.
Luna, come. Luna, come. Come on. Get up here with Daddy.
Rise up lights. Sounds like razor blades, huh? Well, you had already shared that with me, David. You had let me know why you hadn't been on, but nobody else knew. So Julian wants to know what time it is for you right now. What is our hour difference? I'm not sure. Three times fast. Oh. 9:42. 5 times? Yeah, that's right. Tuesday for you. So, yeah, he is. I'm assuming then that Tuesdays are your day off. Yep. Greetings from your past. Oh, wow. Hate to hear that. I hope it rapidly heals for you. Unless, of course, you're enjoying the break. Well, at least you don't have to worry about it for 6 years. Nah, I won't miss you at all, Julian. I can imagine. Those are some pretty long hours. That sounds about like the hours that hubby manages to put in. He goes in at 11 at night and most generally doesn't get home until around 11 or 12 the next day. Most generally. He was supposed to be off at 7 every morning, but that never happens. Never.
I don't miss the hours I was working at all. I was working 8 at night until 8 in the morning, 60 hours a week.
Wow. Well, this time hubby managed to put in 58 hours for the week. I enjoy him getting paid like that. It helps out a lot with the bills because that means what he manages to earn, we're not having to ask his dad to help. But it is absolutely difficult on him. Hi,
Well,
Tri-Night.
I can tell you that after 60 hours, you even during the week, you don't want to do anything.
No, and that's how hubby had been. He'd like getting burned out and everything. My mom's doing pretty good. Thanks for asking, Marie.
Hello, Twilight. Yes, glad you're feeling better, Amy.
Thank you.
You know, unfortunately, in this life that we live, we're not going to make everybody happy. And geez, usually on a daily basis, I hurt somebody's feeling or make them mad. And I don't try to. It just happens. It's one thing is because people tell me to be honest, and when I am, they don't like my answer.
No, people never do like honesty, but yet they hate it when they're lied to. I mean, I'd rather be told the truth, get over the hump or the pain or whatever it causes me and move on. I can't stand being lied to. I can't stomach being lied to.
No, Luna lied to me last night, and it broke my heart.
Uh-oh. What really makes it tough for me though is like when I end up hurting somebody who I feel extra close to, and then I end up losing their friendship for life. That's what hurts the most.
It's a long haul there, bud.
Wow. I'm thinking about putting in an application at an art store that I would be wanting to work stock, not register. I'm trying to consider whether or not I would be able to even handle it because some days my body just it doesn't function. My mind doesn't work well. My body is just lethargic. I don't want to ever have to call off work. So I'm still trying to consider if I'd be able to handle that or not. Last time I had a job, I worked at Arby's, and I'd only worked 2 weeks. I was in training, but at that, it was really difficult because my second daughter was still in school, and I'd come home. They had me on the evening crew, so I was to help clean the store and prepare it for the morning crew. And by the time I'd get home, it'd be after midnight, and she would have a note on the table: Mom, wake me up and help me with my homework. Dad couldn't. I was too exhausted, and I didn't want to wake her up and it being a school night. So that posed a problem out there. I'd say you did. Of course, now I don't have to worry about taking care of my daughter at night, but the new question is about Miss Bouncy, because it wouldn't be fair for hubby to stay up long enough to take Bouncy out during her afternoon. So Miss Bouncy is the new problem. There is always some kind of a child that can mess something up.
Yeah, I couldn't go somewhere and leave Luna here all day alone.
Yeah. Now it'd be different. Like, well, actually, it'd be the same problem even if hubby worked the day shift. Then nobody would really be there. But I don't want to wake him up, him having a hard, long night. I wouldn't want him to have to wake up, take her out.
Welcome back, Julian. Now, I can say that the last job I had, I worked for the same company for 16 years, and probably the last 10 years, I went into work every day and didn't really like what I was doing. But out of those 16 years, I missed one day of work.
Wow. That's an accomplishment.
Yeah, it's the record for that company. Oh, there's a close up of Luna getting her butt scratched.
Yeah. Go on ahead and lick the lens while you're at it, girlie. She's mighty close. You need your screen washed.
Hey, stay in here. There's nobody out there. Come in. Come on. Come. Get up there. She listens so well.
Yeah, they do and they don't. You know, you'd almost think of a dog being more obedient than a cat, but in a lot of ways, a dog is just as stubborn.
Oh, yeah, she's very stubborn. sometimes I gotta give her a tug on her leash because like she don't want to come back inside when I want to come in,
Right.
or we're walking down the road and she wants to go to the right when I'm going to the left.
Yeah, dogs, they can be quite a character too.
I did get her a new leash though, one of those that it goes back in like a tape measure,
Uh-huh.
and it's got a 16-foot leader on it.
Yeah, that
So,
makes her feel more like she's in the lead for sure.
yeah, but I gotta be careful because she still gets the notion she wants to dart towards the road.
Right. I tried one of those retractable leashes and it never would lock. It was like a stripped out fishing reel.
Yeah. Oh, I can see that happening. My son's fiance, she had one, and after a while, it wouldn't lock anymore. It would still lock if you pushed the thumb thing down, but it kind of defeats the purpose
It does.
because you have to hold it. She's over in the other chair staring at me now.
She knows you're talking about her.
What? Do you want to come back over here? You don't have to lay there. You can come over here. Come on. Oh, she turned her head.
Ah, nope. Somebody offended her.
Oh, what a personality she has. Wow. But she won't let me go anywhere in the house unless she's with me.
Ah, yeah. And poor Bouncy, she's had it all bad this morning. First thing, like I'm preparing to start my day out and I hear her crunching on something. And I asked her, what are you crunching on? So she jumps up real fast, starts to run toward me. And Miss Catherine is close by and she slows down and goes to give her a little nose nudge. And Catherine slaps her stupid. And so she quickly runs over to me like, and then I chew her out because it happened to have been Papa's pill box that he needs to keep his medications organized in. And if she destroys that, he can't keep the lid closed. And so I chewed her out for that. And she's bad for chewing up tissues, plastics. I mean, she's bad. And so I'm chasing her down. Stop chewing on stuff. And then Catherine has smacked her like 4 or 5 more times today. The dog has had it rough. And thing is, like I'd say she's actually 4 years old by now. So she's not a teething puppy. I don't understand why she's got to be chewing on everything. I provide her rawhides. I've given her the big square rawhides for her to gnaw on. Keep her jaws busy. That's not good enough.
Well, up until yesterday, Luna had a rubber football. She doesn't have it anymore because she chewed the tip off in it.
They find a way.
She
And
didn't.
they're not happy until they have got it destroyed.
She didn't eat any of the pieces, and if she did, it was so small that it came out because she's still eating just fine. And
We had gotten Catherine one of those. It was I guess it was a gerbil or something that you pull the tail out and it would vibrate and walk. Catherine never took up to it. When Bouncy discovered it, that was her toy. And it had the bone in it so that it would feel like a real animal to the cat. And she started chewing on that, and it literally sounded like she was crunching bones. And she wasn't happy until she managed to tear a hole in it and was literally getting the plastic out of it. Finally, after I saw that it was down to the gears that would, the pulley system that would pull the tail back in, I tossed it away. I told hubby it got to the point it was too dangerous for her. So, and she looked at me like I had done the worst thing to her.
I probably did say that, but Luna is a good dog.
She's a very good dog.
If I scold her, she makes me feel bad, just like a child.
Mm-hmm.
She gets a sad look on her face and breaks my heart.
Dogs have a way of doing that. They work you. They know how to play us.
Well, they can get that same look in their eyes as we do. You know when they're sad.
Yep. Shoot, Bouncy, she's got that look about her. You definitely know when she's been scolded or she's not feeling well or she's worried. I mean, seriously, you can see it.
Yeah, in a couple months, Luna's going to be 5. I think for her 5th birthday, I think I'll have to get her a steak.
She'd probably be very happy about that.
Oh, I know she would be. Or maybe surf and turf, you know. Do a little steak and some fish or some lobster. You know, and they're both locally grown.
That'd definitely be a good treat for her birthday. I don't even know Catherine and Bouncy's birthdays.
Right, Luna's is in February. I have all the paperwork on her from her previous owner.
Now, Catherine was rescued from a person that had Alzheimer. And so she didn't have any papers with her other than from the shelter that had given her her shots. And Bouncy, my son brought her home. So I don't even know. There's no way of knowing what their birthdays are. I just know, like, when Bouncy came into our lives, she hadn't gone into heat yet. And then she had finally started heat, so I'm assuming that she was very young, not even a year old, when my son got her. And they said that Catherine was 3 years old on her adoption paper, but it didn't give a birth date. And so they're pretty well the same age. At least that's what I'm assuming.
I wish Luna liked cats.
Oh, cool.
That's cool, Twilight. Well, I know who Scar is. I didn't think you were talking about Al Capone.
I used to have kittens born at the house. I had a really good mother cat. And she would give me some newborn kittens, and I loved raising kittens.
Years ago, Twilight, we had two boa constrictors, a male and female, and one was named Nala and the other was Simba.
Hmm. Now that's something that you'll never see me own is a snake.
I'd like to get another one.
How do you think Luna would take to it?
I don't know. You know, she's really curious.
I wonder what the snake would think of Luna. Dinner.
You know, I know where, of course, boa constrictors are quite a bit bigger than a lot of snakes. They never had a problem with the cat.
Oh, I guess if you really feed them well, then you don't have a problem.
You know, boa constrictors, most of them, they don't have the same kind of fear that smaller snakes do. And we would sit on a couch like I'm doing now and have a cat on our lap, and a snake would be wrapped around us and around the cat. And the cat would be purring.
Well, it's good that the cat didn't sense any fear or danger.
Right. I mean, I imagine it would be different if I mean, you know, boa constrictors, they can, you know, they can bite, but you know, it's more like their teeth are more like needles, and it's 4 rows of teeth on the top and 2 on the bottom, so they don't really have much defense other than squeezing.
Right. I remember watching a video. There was somebody that owned a yellow python, and it was wrapped around the person. The person's demonstrating how nice the python is, how good that you can hold it and everything. And it decided to prove different and bit the cheek. Well, it left a pretty good gash on that cheek.
Yeah, and
I thought, after I watched that, I thought, okay, I will never trust a boa or a python.
you know, you can domesticate an animal, but it's still an animal, you know.
Right.
And I don't want to have a snake that, if it decides that something went wrong and it needs to defend itself, I don't want something that can wrap around me and kill me, you know.
Absolutely.
You know, that the 8-foot boa constrictor, I mean, she was, you know, 35 pounds, pretty big girl.
Mm-hmm.
And just the power that she had, I couldn't imagine, you know, getting wrapped up with a python.
No. Wow. She was a really good hunter. The most any of my cats had ever brought me was a mouse, which I was very proud of.
Well, I'm not for certain, but I do believe that the last couple of weeks I've seen a fisher in the backyard. So the neighbors, unfortunately, will probably start seeing their cats that they let out go missing.
Yep. I'm trying to figure out how her cat managed to get that hawk.
Well, cats are very good hunters.
They're very good.
And most of the time, they, you know, like some dogs, they don't know what they're going after is much bigger and tougher than they are.
Yeah, they definitely don't have very much of a fear. Some things, yes, other things, not one bit.
The, this year there's been a lot more sightings of wild animals in towns, a little more than usual.
Hmm.
My son a couple weeks back got a picture of a fox that came and laid right next to him while he was by his fire pit.
Huh.
And this is in South Portland.
Wow.
Then again, you know, he had one from like 5 years ago that he went outside and it was a little baby fox and he raised it until it was like 7 months old
Huh.
and he named it
Oh,
Todd. And they are so cute and they have quite an amazing vocabulary.
I can imagine.
They make all sorts of different noises, chattering and whining and barking, and
I find foxes to be a very interesting animal.
they are, and they're so beautiful. He didn't like me though.
Hmm.
I would go to pet him, and he'd grab a hold of my hand and go like that. There, he wouldn't bite hard enough to hurt me. He was just letting me know I don't really like. He liked girls.
Oh.
He would come over to the girls and wrap right around their neck.
Ah.
And he liked my son's fiance, but he didn't like me at all.
Wow.
And I babied it when it was little.
Was it a red fox?
Yes.
I've seen silver foxes. Somebody used to raise the silver foxes and they were gorgeous.
Yeah, you can have a fox here in Maine, but you have to get a special permit.
I'd say it's that way for any kind of exotic animal, isn't it?
Yeah, it unfortunate. A lot of people in the cities are trapping them and poisoning them.
Oh,
I mean, they're another creature that you know if they have to they'll kill a small dog or a cat.
right.
I mean, they're very cute, but they're very clever, you know, and
All
very
right.
tough.
Love you. Have a great night.
Night, Twilight. Love you.
Could never pet them, huh? They wouldn't let you pet them, or you didn't try?
I know a lot of times, you know, they unfortunately they get used to being in the city and trusting people. But yeah, they won't come up close enough to where you can pet them, but they'll come up so you can feed them and they'll be all cute and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I've never really known what category to put a fox in.
I know it's kind of I isn't it in the canine family?
I would think so. I've always thought maybe they were in the dog family, but I'm not quite positive.
I mean, I can understand that
Hey,
because hey Kylie, how you doing?
well, hey, even just stopping in and saying hi is great. It's good to see you.
You know what I'd really like to get is a water monitor, which they have a pet store in New Hampshire that raises them, but it's considered in Maine, it's one of those animals that's considered dangerous.
Yeah. You know
And like
what?
anything, and like anything else, you can domesticate it. I mean that alligator they had on Miami Vice, that was a domestic alligator.
That's something I wouldn't even want to try to domesticate as an alligator or a crocodile. Really don't want to try to domesticate a wild cat either. Thank you, Kylie. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Kylie. Yeah, I wanted to walk over to the bank today, but it's been raining all day long.
Uh,
But it's warmer, so
it
you got
finally
to
cooled off here. I think it probably only reached like 80 today.
it got up close to 60 here today.
Ah, just enough to be comfortable with long sleeves.
Yep.
Hugs to you too, Kylie. You get feeling better, buddy.
Yes, hope you feel better, Kylie.
He's been really struggling a lot lately with his lungs. I hate that.
I do too. Kylie's a nice man.
Yeah, he is. I know he took a trip to Colorado, and I think that just about done him in up there. He had to keep his oxygen on, and I think he's still trying to recover from that.
Well, he never gives up.
No, he doesn't. And I like that. He said he's too ornery to die. I like that.
There you go. You can't you can't give up. Not until the lights go out. You know.
Yep.
It's a good example for the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm. So, what's anybody else got to talk about? We're talking about exotic animals. What else?
Yes, bud. Someone's at my door.
Company! They all know when you're streaming, Grandpa. Hello, Kathy. Yeah, the din is too loud, isn't it, bud? I can't make out everybody here. How you doing, Kathy? Strange day, huh? Care to share? Hey, Bergs. Well, that can be considered a good thing, Kathy. Living in a quiet neighborhood. How you doing today, Berg? My streams are always relatively quiet compared to a lot of other streamers. Huh. I guess in a way that was kind of something new to behold in a quiet neighborhood. Was she okay? Yeah, I hope so too. Yeah, I agree, bud. Oh, wow. Well, I definitely hate to hear that. I hope that she'll be okay. Anybody want to come up here on the screen? I'll put the link down. Julian? I wonder if he fell asleep on us. I'd say he fell asleep on us. Bless his heart. Huh. Okay, bud. Well, that's fine. That's fine. He must not have been paying any attention or something. I don't see how anybody can miss someone wearing an orange vest. Oh, do you? Well, Thursday will come soon enough. In the meantime, you just take it easy. Yeah, she is. No, it isn't, Kathy. Ouch. Okay, I'm sorry, I did not see any of those. That's the reason why I have to double look on the phone. Sorry about that. Yeah. Where'd you go, Bouncy? Come here. Catherine, be nice. Come on, Bouncy, get up here. Look here. Look here. They want to see you. Look, Bouncy. They want to see you, baby girl. There you go. There you go. You got to make your debut. They love seeing you, baby girl. They love seeing you. Yeah, they do. They love seeing you. Your fuzzy mohawk and all. They love seeing you. The chat on StreamYard's running behind now. Julian says, hi, Bouncy girl. Yeah? She is. She's adorable. Well, I hope they do, Kathy. I hope they do let you know. That really would be a little hard to see. I hope she doesn't have anything broken on her. That would be rough. Yeah, that's still behind the chat on StreamYard. Yep. Actually, she had finally gotten up. She was close to the door. She was close to the door. I didn't even know that she had came out from underneath the desk. Sometimes she manages to get out without me knowing. I don't know what to do about the fur on top of her head. It's just so cute. She's got a ridiculous mohawk that I don't like. And my beautiful baby Carol. Get rid of that. There, that's better. Oh, I love my baby. I love my baby. Thank you. And then, of course, she's got to shake her head so that it fluffs back up. She doesn't like her hair being combed down. She likes it fluffy. She likes her fur fluffy. Yeah. Yeah, she likes her fur fluffy. Love my bouncy baby. I love my bouncy baby. Yeah, I do. I don't want you to look at my nose. You want to lick my makeup off. I know what you want. You want to lick my makeup off. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, go ahead and get down. Get down. Good girl. Thank you. I thought so. I thought you did. That's usually what happens when you disappear for a little bit. I don't know if the chat's going to catch up or not. I try not to nap. I wake up feeling like I missed something or something other. I don't like them. Yeah, I know you're always dozing off, or like it's late when you come into the chat and you say that you fell asleep before the chat and everything. And I can definitely understand that. I can understand that. You you work pretty hard, apparently. Yeah, I can't stand napping. I can't. I hate to ask, but y'all please give me a thumbs up. I only saw one thumbs up. Unless you all did. I hate asking. There we go. Okay, yeah, I got that. I had to refresh it. Boy, I do wish this would catch up. Let's see if I can get this catch up. No, but still don't want to catch up. I don't dare touch these other prompts on here. I don't know what in the world they do. Oh, that's not very long. I don't do good with power naps or anything of the kind. Oh, well, thank you, bud. I appreciate that. That does help to bring extra traction, extra traffic to my videos. So I appreciate that. Thank you. I reckon that helps my algorithm out a little bit too. If people puts mine in playlists and stuff, I think that helps. I'm not certain, but I think so. Wow. Yeah, that's a little late. Oh, yeah. I'd say that you was of a big help then.
Hey, I didn't leave. I got to take Luna out. I'll be
Okay.
back.
Okay, bud. That's good to know. I can see you doing that. I can see you doing that, Jillian. A lot of people's time is racked up when it comes to getting good sleep. I really don't even know how long I get to sleep. Grandpa had to take Luna outside. How you doing tonight, Melanie? That's not very much to sleep either. Yep, she's a good dog, that's for sure. Okay, thank you, bud. I appreciate that. The chat up here on my screen is behind. And that makes it a little rough, so I'm having to double look here on the phone. Well, I appreciate that, Melanie. Okay, Julian, I trust you. How did Florida fare out with that that hurricane? I know that the hurricane really tore up the Bahamas, bad, but I really didn't hear anything about what it done with Florida. Was you out of the path or anything, or did it hit you hard or what? I won't say a thing, bud. Maybe eventually that will catch up. It would be nice. And I don't smile enough though, bud. I really don't. And I guess we will. I guess we will. Well, you want up here with Mama? Yeah, let me see here if I can get this. I don't know if this will knock it out. Yeah. If you need YouTube open, mute it so you don't hear yourself. Recommend closing YouTube while you're live. This saves bandwidth and is easier on your computer. Yeah, note that YouTube adds about 10 seconds of delay to the broadcast. Well, actually, StreamYard. I was hoping to refresh that, but that didn't refresh. No, but I love you too, brother. I tell you, you are a great blessing. You are a very great blessing. I don't know how else to refresh this so that the chat will catch up. I just won't do it. Let's see here. Yes, no, I ain't wanting to hide it or show it. Boy, it's really behind. Okay, Julian. It looks to me like I'm going to be seeing the entire chat here on the phone. That's the other thing that I've got a problem about StreamYard. Actually, that's the love of Christ in you, bud. And yeah, that it's true. You can't help it. I feel the same way. And unfortunately, sometimes my love for others gets me in trouble. But I'd rather have the love of Christ in me. Usually you're pretty yakety yak. You're being really quiet, Julian. Did you work today? I'm assuming that you did. I'm hoping very much to be able to go walking tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to be able to or not, but I'm hoping. Yeah, I asked if you worked today, and I said I assumed that you did. Get the chat back. It was stuck, really stuck. At least I hope they know. Sometimes I think they believe that we don't, but I hope they know. I hope no.
Hello, sorry about that.
That's all right. We had a stranger pop in and say hello.
Really, was it a good stranger?
Well, it was one that we used to be very familiar with.
Really?
Yep.
Do I need to look up on the chat to find out?
No. It's Melanie Hind.
Really? How's she doing?
Well, she didn't say too awful much. She said that we was talking about how many hours everybody had been sleeping, and she said she only manages about 4.5 to 5 hours, and then said that she was just scrolling through and saw you and I and wanted to stop in and say hi. And that was it. Then she left. She wanted to know where you were, and I told her that you had took Luna out. She said, I love Luna.
Yeah, that's one plus I have going for me.
Well, you know what? Even if you didn't have Luna, girl, I'd still love you, Grandpa.
Well, thank you.
I didn't know that you had left, Heather, but I should have known. I'm glad that you're back, girl. Well, if you need to go on to bed, Julian, that's fine. I understand. It's going on 9 o'clock for you. It does appear that most everybody struggles with getting enough sleep in the night.
Not me.
Yeah, I don't think I do. I'm pretty sure I do pretty good. Pretty good. Most generally, I hit the sack about 5 minutes after 11, after hubby leaves, and I don't get up until about 8:30 in the morning. So I think that's pretty decent. It must be pretty cool out now, Grandpa.
You know, actually today it's the warmest it's been in about 2 weeks.
What temperature would you say it is now?
Well, you know what? Just because I can look, I'll look.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's what I do.
That's, you know, sometimes when you ask Google something, it's not one side and it doesn't lie to you, you know?
Sometimes.
Weather in Skowhegan. $55.
Wow. Still not too awful bad.
Oh, and tomorrow's going to be 64.
Woo-hoo, you're going through a heat wave.
I know, huh?
I love you too, Julian. You have a good sleep, buddy.
Night, Julian.
Did you finally get some rain? You've been needing some rain too, hadn't you? You was the one who said that your ground was cracked run it, or somebody else had said that. I know it's around this time that Kentucky gets some good rain anyway. But Kentucky never struggles with rain on the whole part. Most generally, it doesn't go through droughts. Wow. What part of Kentucky do you live in, Heather? My family lives on the southeastern part, down close to the Tennessee and Virginia line. Matter of fact, it's only like hardly 2 hours to the Virginia line. The eastern. I've never really been on the eastern side or the western side, rather, except to like drive through it. But that was like more, not necessarily western, but kind of south center. We came up through the western part of Tennessee up into Kentucky, so really didn't get to see very much of the western side, just the southern part and into the central area. I haven't been beyond Lexington on the western side.
Kentucky's a beautiful state.
In a lot of parts it is, in a whole lot of parts. But like every state, it's got its hideous side too. And we lived on the more hideous area.
Yeah. I think every state unfortunately has that good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the world is so crazy now.
Yeah, it is. You live out in the boonies? I believe it. I mean, where we lived is like, okay, yeah, it had a town, but it just the same was out in nowhere. I'd always enjoyed the mountains too. That's the one thing I miss is the mountains. I absolutely love the mountains.
Yeah, see,
But
that's what.
happens that the place that I like walking has got just enough hill for me to walk on, so I actually feel like I'm going up into the mountains. I'm sorry, Grandpa, go on.
Well, that's okay. That's one thing about Maine. We have a little bit of everything there. You know, we have the beach and we have the mountains and the woods.
I don't know which I really miss the most, the woods or the mountains. Probably the good combination of both.
You know, as far as weather, you know, there's not much better than California, but you know, unfortunately, there's millions upon millions of people, and most of them are Democrats. Oh, I don't
Mhm.
believe I said that.
You're okay.
It's true though.
It is. I only know of a handful of people that are definite Christian conservatives there. Just a handful.
I see that congressman or senator, whatever he is, that's running for president there. I see he went across the border today to help immigrants that are in Mexico. And I'm thinking, you know, why isn't he helping the people of Texas?
Yeah.
You know, do good, but doing good needs to start at home. It's like a family.
Yep. That's what a lot of them's missing.
But it'll all work out. Well,
Oh yeah.
we'll have Trump for another 4 years, and then
I do believe that.
hopefully Donald Jr. will run.
That would only be good if he's got his dad's ideas.
Oh well, you know that's one thing. Like the man or not, that he's taught his children. You get up early in the morning, and you go to work and you make a living. You know,
Right.
and they're all very good at what they do. And you know, in 2024, I could see Donald Jr. running with his sister as the vice president. Yeah, I can't read the chat anymore, Amy.
Yeah, it's locked up on my end too. I'm having to read it off the phone.
Oh, okay.
So let me catch you up here. On the chat, Catherine or Heather had said she's from Eastern. So she said she lives out in the boonies and she loves the mountains. Bud said he lives in the boonies in Arkansas and he's got ant hills compared to the mountains in Kentucky. And then he told you that it's okay, you tell it like it is when you had said that California's got the dens. And Kathy said she was born and raised in California and she's not a Democrat. So guess my handful just got a little fuller.
Well, you know, there is some good people in California, and it's people like that, unfortunately, that get taken advantage of.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, once again, all the people there that are making the laws are multimillionaires, every one of them.
Yeah.
And guess what? They went into office, most of them with were middle to upper class people. They weren't millionaires.
Mm-hmm.
And now they live in $8 million homes. Come on.
Heather, she had seen some stuff that we wouldn't believe. She had lived in another county, and it was awful because these girls was getting in the cars with some men, and she said she just doesn't believe in that. She's shaking her head. And Bud said, "Good for you, Kathy," talking about Kathy not being a Democrat. And that's where we're at right now. That's the only thing I don't like about StreamYard. It runs behind on the chat.
Well, yeah, the chat's frozen right up though.
I'm refreshing this and okay, that's where we are. I got it caught up again for now. Second time I had to refresh it.
Yeah, StreamYard. See, I can't run it on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Was I getting an echo?
No.
Oh, no, it's okay now though.
Well, what I do is I just go on ahead and put on the YouTube stream on the phone, and I silent my phone.
That's what I did.
That way I can keep up with the chat. That's the only way I can do it. Plus, I've got more control if something happens in the chat. Kathy said, growing up, we had so many pictures on the wall of Reagan that all my friends sort of assumed he was my grandfather. Oh, wow.
Reagan was a good man.
Yeah, he was.
And I've seen a lot of presidents in my time, and I don't care if they were Republican or Democrat, as long as they were doing for this country, I didn't have a problem with them.
Same here.
Where you have the problem is when you start worrying about the rest of the world and don't deal with the problems you have in your own country.
Right.
And people don't like to look at the facts, but the facts are our economy right now is better than it's ever been. The unemployment is the lowest it's ever been. And we're looking really good.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Bud says that's funny about Reagan. I would have kind of considered it an honor for people to think Reagan was my grandpa.
Well, and one thing about President Reagan is he spoke what was on his mind too.
And he just wasn't as boisterous about it. I don't exactly know the word I'm looking for. He was more quiet about putting out what was on his mind compared to how Trump is. Trump is loud, whereas Reagan, he wasn't a trumpet, so to speak. He put it out there, but Not like Trump does.
We know with the way the world is right now, I'm comfortable with America being ran by a businessman
Me too.
because it gives us strength.
I
You
know
know,
when the polls was running, I told hubby what this nation needed was somebody who knew how to run a business. We didn't need a politic. We needed somebody who knew how to run a business.
exactly.
And that's how he's running this place, like a business.
No more of these deals where we take the back seat to every other country in the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we was given way too much money to way too many countries.
And no more giving away $150 billion or uh, weapons grade uranium. You know, and everybody wants to be us now. And what's wrong with that?
I don't see anything wrong with it.
Just
Anything that would help their nation to grow and benefit without us giving them a handout.
oh, I agree that gee, that AOC there, her latest thing is give everybody health care that's coming in, and just basically give them anything and everything.
Yeah.
That's not what that's no matter how people argue it, that's not what this country was built on.
No.
People a few years back come into this country to contribute,
Yep.
and that's what they should do.
Bud had answered to you about you saying that Reagan spoke his mind. He said he did for a fact, Grandpa. Kathy said my parents were very involved in campaigning for Reagan. Bud Klein says, yes, you are right, Grandpa and sis. And then Bud said, once again, true, Grandpa. Man, it would be so sweet if this chat would just keep up. That way you could read it too, Grandpa.
Oh, I got it here on my phone.
Ah.
Oh, it will do that, Kentucky girl. Oh, my
Goodness.
set on StreamYard just moved.
Huh.
Not much though.
Yeah, he'll give one at a time. Makes 3 times, huh? That's funny. Funny in a not way. Maybe that means they're afraid that I'm going to grow.
I could tell you, you get really no kind of support from YouTube at all until you go over 10,000 subs, because then they know they can make a little money off of you, and then they'll post you on someone's homepage on YouTube and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
They sure do.
Little Miss Bouncy is saying she needs out early. I'll be back in a moment.
All right, I'll be good while you're gone.
Usually she's good enough to wait until about 9 when I'm off, but this time not. Come on.
Yes, they will. They will sub and unsub you, and I watch quite a few people sometimes lose track, and I'll have someone come on my live stream that I haven't watched in a long time, and then I find out that I don't have them anymore. You know, country girl, YouTube is a business, and that's how they treat it. And in a lot of ways, I don't think it's fair, seeing as how they will let you, you know, one certain group of people say whatever they want, and then other ones they will take their channel down, you know, or flag them. Yeah, Bud says the same thing has happened to him. Yeah. I mean, you can be just as crazy and outrageous as you want as long as you're doing it for the right side, you know? I haven't went over and seen Tina for a couple of days. Country girl, when you talk with her again, tell her I said hi. Wow, 8 years, that's a long time. So yeah, you would know as the YouTube turns, you know. Let me knock on Amy's wall. Hello? I don't think she hears it. Yeah, I've always liked Tina.
Girls, come now, Bouncy, you ate that one. You can settle down now. Settle down.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
I'm knocking on your wall.
Nope, I definitely cannot hear that, but
Or I'll poke you in your ear. Uh-oh.
I'm catching up on the chat here, y'all.
Yeah, she is a good person, country girl. We're talking about a lady named Tina D. She used to be on Angry Grandpa show.
I still never did check that out, even when Levi described what it was. 8 years, that's a long time, Heather. Yeah.
You know, I'm going to have tuna and egg salad here in a little bit, so just to let you know, it's going to be payback time for Luna tonight.
Oh, okay. That won't bother me none. Might bother her, but it won't bother me.
You know, either way, she blames me, her fault, my fault.
Of course she does.
Grandpa gets blamed for everything.
Why not? She doesn't have anything else to point a paw to.
Yeah, I got to get her a little bit better outfit for this Christmas. Maybe I'll get her an elf outfit.
Oh, that'd be cute.
You know, little pointed hat and the green shirt.
Does she do pretty good about you dressing her up?
She don't like it. She don't like the antlers all that much.
I reckon that counts too, bud. Only being here a month or so, yes, that counts.
I mean, I did get a dress from my granddaughter that I tried on Luna, but the dress part fit fine, but the upper part wouldn't go over her chest.
You got a little frog hat for your cat, huh? Now that is something I will not attempt. I mean, as far as it goes for Bouncy, she'd probably wriggle her way out. And Catherine, forget it. I'm just the same as killing the girl. We tried to harness and leash train her. Well, she got used to the harness. I got the harness on her and I just left it on her. I never removed it. So she got used to that, no problem. But every time I tried to start training her with the leash, she acted like I was committing murder. Finally, I told hubby, I said, I can't put her through this no more. I just took it all off and she watched me put it away. It was funny. So I kept her leash down at the foot of the table. And I took the harness off and she didn't know why I took it off of her. And then she saw me pick up the leash and her eyes got so big, like, oh no, she's going to pull it on me again. And she watched me put it up into the closet. And after that, she was like cooing all over me. She was so happy. She knew she wasn't going to ever have it on her again. Plum freaked the poor cat out.
Oh, there's your little fur baby.
What do you want now, Miss Bouncy, huh? Everything's good. Everything's good. What do you want now? What do you want now? You trying to be the boss? Huh? Are you trying to be the boss? You ain't never gonna be the boss. You ain't never gonna be the boss. Are you running this stream? You're running this stream, aren't you? You're the hostess. Hostess with the mostest. Get on down. Stay down.
Yeah, the chat's back up on StreamYard.
Well, it sure is, isn't it? I wonder for how long. And I've gotten so accustomed to reading the tinier print, I can't focus in on that screen now.
Well, you know, after I'm on a live stream for a couple hours, my eyes are really sore afterwards. I think I'm gonna have to get.
I'm glad that you can manage to get some pictures before she decides to let you have it, Kathy. Let's say it's pretty cute what you can capture. Yeah, I've got to get my eyes reaccustomed here. Suffering for art.
Yeah, I need to go out and do some video. Get some stuff out there.
It's always good to have some fresh meat for everybody to gnaw on. But I tell you what, since I started live streaming again, that has helped a whole lot with my view hours. I'm actually over 1,000 view hours now. Finally. Going on 900 videos, and I have finally reached over 1,000 view hours.
Yeah, we need to get more people to your live streams.
We do. We need to draw them in. I'm not the kind of excited person though. I don't go bouncing around like a ball. I'm too quiet.
Yeah, I was in rare form there the other night. You have a good night, bud. Much love to you.
The same to you, bud. Thank you so much for coming in. And I love you too, brother. Good night.
And
Oh,
Bud,
cool. That's neat, Kathy.
and Bud, may you live forever and I never die. Yeah, I should get one of Luna and I as Santa and a reindeer or an elf and send them out on Christmas cards.
Why, yeah.
You know, the printer I have just on regular paper, it looks like you know, a photo quality.
Well, that's really cool, Kathy. Henderson is live, huh? Okay, thank you for that, Carlos.
Yes, I think that would make nice Christmas cards. Santa and a reindeer.
It would. And she would make a very good elf or reindeer. It wouldn't matter what you'd have her be. She'd be a good
Now,
one. Right.
what I'd really like to get is I'd like to find an evening dress that would fit her because I have a tuxedo upstairs.
Oh wow. That would be nice too.
That would be a funny photo.
That would be. Hmm. I wonder what size she wears in toddler dresses.
I don't know. Like I said, you know, the waist is, I mean, the same size waist as of my granddaughter's, but then the top would have to be something like Dolly Parton, you know,
Right?
and just in the center. I mean, they have a huge barrel chest, just like a Great Dane,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they
and I
do.
and those two breeds and a hound dog also has a chest like that.
Yeah.
Some of them. It's because they, you know, well, Great Danes and boxers were bred to run down deer.
Ah, yeah. So they would have to have the lung capacity.
You know, they'll run for miles. But they also have that they can get the same thing as a horse. They can get bloat real easy.
Right?
And until I looked that up, I didn't know what it was. It's where there's if you run them right after they eat, just like a horse, their intestine and their stomach gets wrapped up in some way.
Wow.
Yeah, basically what it does is it blocks them up.
Yeah. Well, then I guess it's a good thing that she lays around.
Yeah. Yeah. Though, you know, if I know after a big meal. If I went outside, she'd play ball right afterwards. So, it's something that we have to be aware of.
Well, I was trying to read that, Kathy. Okay, there it is. I would really enjoy that, Kathy. I would enjoy that. Actually, it made perfect sense. It made perfect sense. I got that. I'm able to interpret most of the time. I'm able to put sentences together without them really making much sense. On occasion, they'll catch me, but on the whole part, I can. Yeah, that would be awesome. I would love to see that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, Kathy, I call myself computer stupid. Especially when I figure out how to do something that took me days or weeks to figure out, and then I'd say to myself, geez, why was I stuck on that for so long?
Yeah. Well, that's like me finally figuring out how to do the thumbnail on a MacBook. I asked Siri. Siri didn't pull up anything that would help. Dylan looked, couldn't find anything that would help. And I was going to get help from Alana, but she was sick when I was going to text her for it. But I figured it out on my own. So then it's almost more simple than it is doing it on the Windows.
Well,
Almost.
I don't want to break your heart here, but in case you didn't know, Siri's a Democrat.
They're all dim, every one of them. But the one thing that I discovered about Siri that you can't get from Google, Siri definitely knows who Jesus Christ is. You ask Google, Google doesn't know.
Right. But also, I was on that stream that night. Siri gave you very vague answers on when it came to Jesus. But when you ask it about Allah, it gave you about 9 different websites you could go to. Did you notice that?
Yep. Oh, yeah. Any type of religion, you ask about a certain God on any kind of religion, and they can pull it right up, every bit of it. But when it comes to any one of the search engines, I'd rather go through Siri. I know I can ask to pull up a certain scripture, and I'm struggling because I don't know the scripture's placement or all the words to it, and she's able to pull it right up. No problem. I like that.
Well, on Christmas Eve, when you lose a fur baby, it's hard at any time, but on Christmas Eve,
Oh, wow. That is always hard. It's always hard. The one thing that was hard for me was out of all the cats that I'd had during my marriage with my first husband, the first one that we had owned together, and then the mother of the last cat that's still there right now. The first cat we owned was Prince, and I'd gotten him from 2 weeks old. And I basically definitely was his mother. And he was so intelligent. He always liked my cereal milk. And so he would patiently wait for me to get done eating my cereal, and then I'd give him my milk. He ended up getting sick. I'm thinking it might have been Provo. But I finally took him to the vet, and we had already had him for about 2 years. And they just said that he had ear mites, and they'd put eardrops in his ears. But by the next morning, my cat was just the same as paralyzed. He couldn't move anything. And I knew that he was dying on me. And he had always liked his nose to be rubbed. So I had put him on my lap. And I had to get my daughter up for school, but I was debating on whether or not to go on ahead and just put him out of his misery. And all I would do was just put him into a bag and let him finish suffocating. And so I'm holding him on my lap, and I rub his nose, and he was barely able to move his head to accept the nose rub. He was paralyzed that bad. And finally, I put him into a sack, and I got my daughter ready for school. And when I came back in, he was still breathing. The bag was still moving from his breathing. And I thought, okay, I'm going to take him out. But when I pulled him out of the bag, he was even more paralyzed than he was the prior hour. So I thought, I can't have him suffer like this. So I just put him right back into the bag and let him finish suffocating. And within the next hour, he was gone. And that was hard for me because he had been one of my very best babies. And then several years on down the road, it happened that the mother of the cat that's still living there now is a descendant of Prince. She's like his perhaps great-great-granddaughter from many generations down. And well, more like great-great-niece is what she is, like a great-great-niece many generations down. Anyway, I had her 4 years, and she kept giving me beautiful litters, wonderful, wonderful litters. And the last litter she had was 5 years ago. And the last cat that's standing from that litter is still there today, 5 years old. And the kittens were only 4 weeks old. And I let her in to nurse them, clean them up, whatever she needed to do, fed her. Well, it was that evening I done that. And then, because we had a routine in the morning, as I would get the kids off to school, I would go on ahead and feed her. So I had put the cat food out on her table, and I was waiting for her to come, and she never showed up. And that wasn't like her at all. And she didn't come home all day or the next day. And I just knew she had gone off somewhere and died. So I had to finish weaning those kittens. Now, I don't know whatever happened to the rest of the kittens, but the last cat that's there, his name is Scrocky. He was the first one born. I named him Scrocky because he came out screaming and never did shut up. I named her Pokey when she was born because out of all the kittens, I don't remember what the cat had. I think she had 6 in that particular litter. And every one of them had learned how to crawl out of the box. And Pokey was the last one to learn how to crawl out. So I named her Pokey just for that. and she ended up being my very best cat. She went into labor on my bed with her last litter. She's laying there settling down to go to sleep with me, and she started pushing. I said, okay, let's get you in the box. 23 good years. Wow. At 23, that's a pretty good age. The longest any one animal has lived for me, it would actually be Pokey's son, Scrocky, which when I had left Kentucky, I told my son that he could have Scrocky, that he could take care of him, and he does. He takes really good care of him. So, and he's 5 now. Well, I take that back. The longest animal that we had was Sunshine, which belonged to my oldest daughter, and she was 13 when she died. She died last year. And currently, the oldest dog that my ex has got is a Dachshund Chihuahua, and she's getting ready to turn 10. They don't live long up in that holler. Especially a long time ago, they really didn't. We think somebody was poisoning them because they didn't like animals. But that person has, I think, either in the nursing home or they finally passed away. And since then, the animals have been able to live longer.
Well, I know some people, unfortunately, put antifreeze outside so animals can drink it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had 3 dogs that had been born to us through a stray. We had gone out to get some scrap or something, and there was this beautiful black lab, and we looked in the back of the car to see if we had anything to feed her, and she just got up into the car with us. We thought, okay, we'll take her home. I mean, she was up an abandoned holler. She didn't belong to anybody. She ended up being a pretty good dog. And it was funny. My ex's nephew drank at the time. And come to find out, this dog had been his drinking buddy. Somehow or another, they ended up getting attached to each other when we brought her home. And she came down with the mange really bad. So she had us 12 puppies. 12 puppies. And by the next morning, there was only 3 puppies. I'd be dang if that dog didn't eat every one of her babies except 3.
Wow.
And so one looked a whole lot like a Rottweiler, so I docked his tail. And the other 2, I don't remember exactly what they looked like, but so what I done was, because they were starting to have signs of the mange as well, I took a mix of Vaseline and sulfur and rubbed it on them, and their fur coat came out really nice. But their mother by this time was so ate up with the mange, I wouldn't have been able to coat her good enough to take care of her. So I had asked our nephew to take her up into the hills and shoot her. And when he came back down, and I heard the gunshot, I heard it. When he came back down out of the hills, he had been crying, and he told my ex that it broke his heart because he had just shot his drinking buddy. And I never knew that dog was going up there drinking with him. Oh, wow.
Yeah, some people get joy out of being cruel to animals.
Yeah, really. That's horrible. And just a week old. I remember how tiny Prince was at 2 weeks old, and I had to bottle feed him. So how does Luna react to that?
To what?
Whatever it is that you're doing.
But the same way you did. She smiles.
Okay.
No, actually, she doesn't like it.
Some animals can't handle stuff like that.
I don't think she finds the humor in it.
Probably doesn't.
That's the Jack Vale Pooter,
Oh, okay.
and it goes in your hand like that, and then you just
It's
and if you
almost
get,
as good as a whoopee cushion.
right, but the one I get the real big laughs from, and I got to get a longer hose to do it right because I can't do this unless I stick it through the top of my shirt. Needs to be able to go up the sleeve. With this under the armpit, I'm sure growing up, you did the under the arm with your hand.
I never could get my armpit to do that.
Okay, well you tried though.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and you know some people could really put it out there.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Yeah, they could.
this here, I imagine what I'll do is I'll put some either some Vaseline or olive oil under my armpit because this here you can get a. I mean, some people will laugh or they'll get mad, you know.
Right.
But you got to get it just right. Nope, it doesn't. See, that's one of the downfalls of not having a sweaty armpit.
Oh.
Well, I can't get that to work properly tonight.
Well, hopefully you'll get to so you can demonstrate it sometime.
Oh, I will get it right.
That's precious, Kathy.
That's cool. I'd like to live in a place that had a big, huge fenced-in yard. I'd like to have like 5 or 6 boxers. I think I think Luna would be a good role model for a couple puppies.
She might would be.
Well, they love to play.
Yeah.
Wow.
I guess you wore it out, according to Kathy.
Yeah. No, I think it was because of that jacket I had on. I'm gonna try it again just because I don't like to give up on anything.
No, it's a little hard to give up sometimes.
Even a fake gas sound, you know. It just doesn't. Gosh. You know, a man really hates it when he can't fart.
Okay.
Oh,
Uh, yeah.
oh no. Oh, excuse me.
I don't know. It sounds more like a cow in the field or a pig. You got a new type of horn. That would sound good in the band. Well, I have to say that's got a lot better sound than that little squeaker that you've got there for the hand.
Well, yeah, and if you, like I said, if your armpit is wet, it really gives the sound out. And it'll, coming from someone my age, they'll think that's exactly what it was, They'll be saying, oh, that old man just messed his pants.
Yeah, we know the secret.
I'm just, I have an armpit that's not cooperating.
Well, I thought it done just fine.
Well, when it's just fine, it sounds like the real thing, not like a horn.
Oh, okay.
It's hard to, that's another reason why I need a wireless mic, because if I was, you got to be back 4 or 5 feet away with the camera. And you're not going to hear that sound 4 or 5 feet away. Maybe a little poof,
Right. I'm sure you'll get that figured out.
But I'll go right up and I'll stand behind someone and I'll be looking at them like this, and then I'll do that. When they turn around, I'll. Okay, how are you?
I could see that going viral. The Santa Claus on the corner.
Well, imagine that with my contacts that I'm going to get, and they turn around to look at me and see that.
Yeah, I can seriously imagine that going viral. I think you might get yourself a good renter of a video there, Grandpa.
I think something else I might try, because I'm not going to shave my armpits. Okay, I'm not going to do that.
I hope not.
No, I think what I might try is I might try some saran wrap, and then run the hose in between that. Because a lot has to do with how your shirt fits too.
Right.
What would be ideal is if I had a, well, no, you got to be able to cover the hose up.
Right.
I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll set a whole day aside to figure out how Naughty Santa can make the most perfect fart. It'll be a mission.
I like this. Kathy says, Grandpa, you remind me of this little sign I have. It says, as I grow gray, I don't want them saying, oh, what a sweet old lady. I want them saying, good Lord, what is she doing now?
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that. That's me. That's how I want it to be. I want to stay active even in an older age.
Yeah, I think, Amy, I may. You do a good job on editing videos, and Terry does an excellent job on hers. I don't know how she does it, but I might have to get that $9 a month Power Director one. Good, I can use it, but unless you get the pay version of it, it doesn't have have a format that you can upload to YouTube.
Oh, I see. So that's horrible. That
Yeah.
sucks.
Well, it's you have really good editing capabilities with it, and I guess it's worth the $9 a month for that, especially if I'm going to start pumping out the videos.
Right. Well, then definitely be something for you to check out.
Yeah, if I'm going to do this, I might as well see if I can grow bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I might make someone mad, and they might turn around and slap Santa.
There's a good chance. Be prepared.
That could be worth a few thousand views.
Like I said, I could see this going viral. I really could. I'm still waiting to make my debut where I make something viral. I'm still waiting for it. I keep trying.
They come at the oddest times.
I reckon. Some of them I don't think is worth being viral.
No.
I keep waiting for someone to say they want to buy Catherine's video too and put her on a compilation. It will happen someday.
Yeah, I want to be a feisty old bird right up until the day I leave this earth.
And definitely no harm in that, that's for sure. It sure beats shriveling up on your couch.
Well, it'll be, and I'm still supposed to be getting a car here right off.
Now that right there will help you out tremendously.
Yeah, I haven't had an automobile for 3 years now. If I have a car, especially a Subaru, I can go anywhere.
Mm-hmm. You still got to start doing your traveling, unless you gave up the thoughts of going south for winter.
No, I'd like to do that. I don't know about staying the whole winter. I couldn't be away from my granddaughters here that long.
Ah.
But
even just short little bouts of going south would be nice. It'd give you a break.
I have been encouraging my daughter-in-law about looking for a teaching job or a vice assistant principal job down, in Florida.
Oh, if there's any good jobs for her to have, then it'd be worth it. And then you could really start doing your RVing or whatever it is that you take up into.
Yeah. Yeah, big difference between doing it in the South and doing it here, because pretty much you go from Florida all the way over to California. In the South, the weather's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
It's really hot in the summertime, and it doesn't get that cold in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know about the humidity and the heat in places like Florida and Mississippi and Alabama during the summertime.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you anything about the humidity.
Yeah, it's more dry than humid in Texas, right?
In a lot of areas, yeah. Yeah, sometimes we can pretty well cut the humidity here in the central part. But in a lot of places in Texas, it's pretty dry.
Yeah. Well, people don't understand. It's like when I lived in California, there were some days it was over 100 degrees, and that's hot, but 80 degrees in Maine feels a lot worse because of the humidity.
Yeah. I never did understand that when, like, they would say it's hot, but it's a dry heat. And like, I'd feel the heat and I'd go, it's hot anyway. But finally realizing the difference, the feeling between humidity and dry. Yeah, hot heat, dry heat, it's overbearing, but the moisture really sucks the breath out.
It does. It does. And a lot of the northeastern states are the same way Wisconsin was.
Kentucky's really bad for humidity. Oh, well, let your niece be appalled then. You done what you wanted to do.
What's wrong with a stripe of black and orange?
I'd say that it kind of looks cute. Sometimes
you
people, nobody having fun.
You got to do your own thing. You know, and if other people in the process like it, all well and good. If some people don't, then, you know, they can not like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd say your hair looks pretty cute right now, Kathy. It's coming about due for me to dye my hair again. But I like it when it goes umber on me like this. Then my silver comes out and highlights it, and I've got the light tint all through it. I think it's beautiful when it's like this, so I really don't want to color it. But it also happens to go flat. That's the only reason my hair is for the body.
Is that what I have, is silver hair?
You've got salt and pepper. And I think salt and pepper is gorgeous.
Well, thank you. See, the salt is on top and then the pepper's underneath.
Mm-hmm. And I love silver and salt and pepper hair. I think it's gorgeous.
Well, yeah, you're looking at this, I'm just a gorgeous man.
And you are, for your age, you're a very handsome man.
Oh, well, thank you. I need to lose about 50 pounds.
Yeah. Only if it's hindering your health, then go for it. If you're healthy, then don't fuss.
Well, my heart is healthy.
That's what counts.
And I contribute that to keeping myself as mentally at an even keel, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't let things upset me too much.
The humidity and the rest, huh? Yeah, I really can't say too much about the humidity all over. Sometimes we've got the humidity, sometimes we don't. Today felt like it was a pretty low humidity.
I know they have the humidity in Oregon and Washington.
I know sometimes though you could see the humidity. You can't just feel it, but you can see it. It's in the horizon, the haziness. You can tell it's thick.
I know North Carolina and Georgia was a lot like Wisconsin. You could go outside in a t-shirt and it would be soaking wet 5 minutes later.
Wow.
You know, that's why in Georgia, when I went through jump school, they had a figure 8 track that you ran around to run your 4 miles. And there was like 3 areas set up on that track where up ahead they had sprinklers that would come on when you run underneath it.
Huh.
to cool you off.
Yeah.
Of course,
Always keep that in mind.
then we couldn't wear sneakers like they do now. We had to wear jump boots, and your boots would get wet, and you'd get blisters. But you dealt with it,
I like how you think, Kathy. How
Well,
about you? Did you sign a contract to grow up?
I didn't. Heck no. I still, I found out, Kathy, as I get older, I get away with a lot more things that I can do and say around other people. Because,
That way with me. Almost.
they either think I'm crazy or they think that, well, I can't do too much because, he's an older guy. And
You
that
surprise me pretty good too, don't you?
Yeah, and that just makes me think more and more of these things that I can do that might make other people uncomfortable, but really funny,
Mm-hmm. Well, that's
I mean,
like my grandma. She's in her 80s, and a lot of young kids can't even keep up with her.
well, I really want to, and I'm going to end up going to the Portland Mall, and I may get me one of those walkers. And if I walk any distance, I wouldn't be too far from actually needing one. My hip starts burning.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I could set up a camera on that real easy.
Mm-hmm. You could.
I
That's true,
think
Kathy. That is true. I believe that very much.
yeah, that and what I take for medication keeps me calm. If I didn't, there'd be a lot of Democrats that would be in big trouble because a man can only take so much lies.
Yep.
Oh, the latest thing. This is a smile for the day, Amy. The latest thing I seen a video that there are black women saying that it's Trump's fault that they're overweight. I know, huh? That's their new racist rant.
I think I've just about heard it all now.
I know, he didn't put that spoon in your mouth or send you to McDonald's to get 5 double cheeseburgers and a Diet Coke.
Well, that's about as stupid as people suing McDonald's because they got fat. Like, blame the one who's guilty, right? It's crazy.
Yeah, the humidity on the East Coast, on the lower half, Kathy, is crazy. And it gets worse as you go further to Georgia and then to Florida. One big difference is North Carolina. You go to the beaches there, you go in the water, and it's beautiful. Up here in Maine, it can be 90 degrees, and you're not going to go in the ocean water unless you're from Canada.
Mm.
The kids do, but not for very long.
I'd say not.
Unbelievably cold.
Kind of what you would say gets down deep in the bones. It never warms back up.
Right. There is, which is weird, something the way with the the current of the water, there is one place here in Maine where the water is actually warm, the ocean water.
Huh.
Probably a volcano or something under it.
More than likely, yeah. Now that's something I would love to check out is a hot spring. I remember watching one of that one survival dude. His name was Bear. Anyway, he was up in the cold mountains and he was making his way down the mountain and he found a hot spring that was right next to the cold creek. And so he had kind of separated the snow that was separating them so that some of the cold would come into the hot spring because the hot spring was really extremely hot. So he wanted to temper it down a little bit, and he allowed some of the cold creek to come into the hot spring, and he made it so that it would exit out as well so it wouldn't cool it completely down. And he just went on ahead and sat down into it and warmed up and enjoyed it.
I agree with you there, Kathy. I do have to watch it when I go to my son's house on Wednesdays for dinner. You know, like last week, my granddaughter was saying about how somebody was being a bully to her at school. And, you know, I had to say, well, you know, what you need to do is you need to try your hardest to get along with them, you know, and just try and try and try until you can't try anymore and then beat the hell out of them. And my daughter-in-law says, oh, don't tell her that. And my son said, yes, don't get caught. You know, it's not okay to pick on other people.
No, it isn't.
It's not okay to beat the hell out of someone else. But
Mm-mm.
sometimes you can only take so much.
Yeah. And sometimes out of having a bunch of fun, you end up letting the tongue run a little bit too much, and then there it goes.
You
That's
know,
what my problem is. I get all excited and happy, and then I lose control of thought. That's not good.
no, I try not to hurt anybody's feelings, Kathy. You know, some people just push it and push it and push it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it, you know, that's like with the president we have now. They've been poking and prodding the bear for 3 years now, and he's tired of it.
Yeah.
I'm
It
tired
was
of it.
like that he's the one that always has he's on the five. He's the host of the five. I can't think of his name. I keep thinking of Godfrey, but it's not Godfrey. Anyway, they had done where he says something and then they run the track where Trump had said it. And he had mentioned that about him being impeached, and he is wondering what he had done wrong that time. And so they ran the track where Trump had said, and when he had said, like, he manages to get 5 days of peace while he's visiting another nation. And then he hears it come to him that once again they're saying impeach. And he said, what did I do this time?
Yeah, I watched the five, and you know the black dude on there is a very staunch or Democrat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think anybody in their right mind really does appreciate him very much. But of course, they've got to have at least one come in that's on a different side. I
And
wish they wouldn't.
That's very true, Kathy. People people don't want to take responsibility for themselves, and unfortunately, we live in a society where we keep on coming up with 1,000 different reasons why people don't have to be responsible for themselves.
Yeah. It's always easier to point the finger. Don't ever look at yourself. Don't ever examine yourself. Just point the finger.
You know, it's like the Canadian Prime Minister there just a couple weeks ago had pictures from when he was 39 years old wearing blackface 3 different times.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of coming up and saying, well, yeah, I did it and I was wrong for doing it, his excuse was white privilege. Well, you know what? I've known quite a few wealthy people that weren't racist, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's not how much money you make or how privileged you are that makes you a racist. It's what you have in your heart.
Yeah.
Or don't have.
Yeah.
You lived on the Outer Bank Islands? I bet you that was beautiful. They have some beautiful islands off the coast of Maine. A couple of them for sale. One in particular I'd love to have. It's 250 acres of pink granite and woods. And you can have that for just a little sum of $3 million.
Ah.
I don't want to live on an island. I'd end up like Tom Hanks in Castaway. I'd be talking to a soccer ball with a face on it, you know?
Mm. I wouldn't mind an island as long as I had a way to shore.
No, and I know times with my older granddaughter, Kathy, she got punched by a girl at school and or no, excuse me, she got pushed down and she got up and punched the girl and she got in trouble for it and the girl that pushed her down didn't.
Uh-uh. Now that's not right. I really prefer justice to be where justice needs to be. That wasn't right.
Luna is out.
Yeah, so's my girls. It's always fun when the kids are asleep.
Yeah. I like hanging out with Luna though.
I'd say you do.
You know, I wish more places would let her in.
Yeah, a lot of places they only allow service dogs at that.
Well, I need to check into that because you know she can't even fly on a plane unless she's a service dog.
Wow.
She's a poor Luna's like the Taliban or the Al Qaeda or ISIS. She's on the no-fly list.
Huh.
You know, I should get her a little jacket that says I'm a Republican on the back.
I don't know if that would help your plight or not.
Yeah, I'd probably get hate.
And get her a matching vest like your hat. Make America great again.
Oh man. You know, I could see some of them people hurting and abusing her because of that.
I could see her biting their hand for it.
I don't know. I don't know if she would.
She's that gentle, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the evil come out in her when it comes to other animals that want to be aggressive with her.
But you've never seen her once turn on any person.
Nope. She loves everybody.
Well, then, for her safety, yep, don't get her a matching vest. I know a grandpa, they'll put up his dukes, but if she won't put up hers, then it's not worth it.
You know, maybe I'll do the Trump hat and then have a jacket on her that says Hillary got robbed.
Yeah.
Little bit of yin and yang going on there, you know. I don't know, Amy. I don't know. You know, Amy, I think I'm going to call it an evening.
Yeah, I was just going to say we'll go on ahead and shut this down.
I still haven't eaten dinner.
With hubby before he gets ready for work anyway, so.
But I hope you have a great night. Much love to you.
And the same to you, Grandpa, and to Luna Love there. Are you still on here, Kathy? She might have already went to bed.
Yeah, good night to everybody in the chat.
Yep, to all, because I see that there's a few watching. So to all of you that's watching, good night. I love all of you.
This night. Yes, Kathy, Maine is beautiful. Thank God I got 100 gallons of kerosene coming tomorrow. But everyone have a great night.
Absolutely.
Bless
Good night.
everybody. Take
Love
care.
you.
Love you too.